Hey everyone, I'm going to do a 1-year review on my experience with the Seestar S50. I'm going to start with the good stuff. This thing works really good, gives you decent images. No, it's not Webb or Hubble quality, but it's nice enough. It's easy to set up. Had a short learning curve. ZWO offers frequent software updates, fixing bugs, often give you some improvements on the features it already had, and sometimes it gives you new features, keeps it up to date. And their tech support was excellent. Quick response, got the answers I needed when I needed them. And I expect this thing to last a good long time. Let me tell you about some of my problems. The first problem I had was the solar filter. This is 100% my fault. You got to handle this thing carefully, because if you pick it up and you put your thumb or your finger in the wrong spot, you're going to pop it out. And let's see if we can... Yeah, should be able to see a pretty big ding up in here. And a couple of little ones in there. What I did, I was actually shooting the first video I did on the Seestar, and I picked it up. I was going to put it on because I was going to do a solar shot, and I believe it was my thumb that I poked into it and it popped out. Luckily, this is two pieces. There's a ring inside. There's even a little screwdriver slot. You just pop that out and put the film back in, put that back on. Like I said, the little wrinkles didn't affect the image quality at all. So that's a good thing. That was 100% my fault. That's the ugly part of this review, because it was my fault. The second problem, one night I have a pretty dark field just outside of town, and I got there. It was early. I set up. The only thing I could shoot was about half a moon. So I started shooting that. And I got my binoculars out. I was going to do some live viewing while the Seestar was doing its thing. And once it got dark enough, I swung it to a target. And I just let it capture the photons. And after a while, I went and I switched to another target without even looking at that image. And when I got done, I put away my binoculars and I picked up the device I was using, and I was looking at the image and wondering why I had such a clean area on the image where the rest of it had noise, which I'm more used to the noise than the clean image. I start scrolling through, and the second target had the same thing. And then I went and I looked at the moon, and I went back to the other pictures, and I was like, you know something? Went back to the moon, and turns out somehow the image of the moon had affected the next two images, because it had the shape of the moon in both of the images. I contacted CWO tech support, and they told me to try restarting it, which I was going to do anyway. If I wasn't, done for the night, I probably would have restarted it had I noticed it earlier. But anyway, that solved the problem. I don't know if they did any fixing, if it was a software glitch or just my machine just did something that night. But it was no problem, and they got back to me quick, and their tech support's excellent. The next problem I had was in landscape mode. If any of you guys do any shooting, Seestar's got another useful things you can do. You can set this up at the range, and it works very well at 25 yards and 50 yards. 100 yards, I don't know, I wasn't shooting 100 yards when I had it out there. But there was a target up there, and I looked and I could see holes. I don't know what caliber he was shooting, but I would imagine you would need to take a picture and then go to the picture so that you could, enlarge it. But it does very well for that. And so in landscape mode, that first day out actually, I started getting a green transparent overlay on the image, whole image. And I shut it down, restarted it, and it did the same thing. And I couldn't figure that out, and I got in touch with tech support. And they again got back to me quickly and told me to switch to video mode over under settings, because you only have 2 settings, and switch it to the other one, and that's been fine. Again, kudos to ZWO's tech support. Accessories. What did I spend my money on? Well, the first thing I got was one of these triple wheel tripod levelers. Let's see if you're going to focus for me here. Oh, anyway. Ah, come on. Sorry about that. She's not autofocusing for some reason. Ah, there we go. So it's got the bubble on the top. It's got the other bubble on the side. Of course, with the machine on top, it makes it very difficult. But as you know, if you own one of these, when you go to level it, it has a picture and you bring the dots together. And you don't even need to level it really. If you, just get it so-so and shut off auto level, the level feature, and do the horizontal calibration will take care of it for you. But anyway, if you want to level it, the triple wheel leveler is a good addition. And the next thing I bought was a dew shield. This fits right in over the lens. It's just a friction fit, and that helps reduce ground light pollution and also helps with the dew. Even though it has the dew heater, it still helps. My orange band here I got from getting lab work done, and I kept that. And what I do is I start with that, and I will attach it to my device, like on my pad here. I'll drop it in, lock it on there, and what that does is reminds me to take the silly thing off before you shut it down. Because you don't want to do that, because you risk breaking something important. That I got from the Big River site. And I think it was worthwhile purchase, because I do a lot of shooting from my apartment's parking lot, and it's got a lot of light there. And let me tell you, the Seestar works fantastic even from my parking lot. The only problem is I have houses and buildings in the way of lower DSOs, so it limits you. But anyway, overall, I would buy it again. I think it's well worth it. It's just so easy, and you don't have to spend a bunch of money. I spent a little bit, but I didn't spend a bunch of money, accessorizing it. In contrast to, I have a Canon T5i that I use, and by the time you get all the accessories and various lenses and whatnot, you're in real deep. So, well worth it. Well, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. You all have a great day now.